Hello and welcome to Honest Clinical Physiotherapists. This will be our second intermediate sequence that you can do anywhere, on vacation or at home, during Christmas dinner. I don't care where you do it. I just hope that you do it. I will be speaking Afrikaans here and there. I did realize that the first video was mainly Afrikaans, so I'll try to keep it interesting. Alright, as jy mekaar ook sal verstaan dan Afrikaans dan. En gooi, but I'm sure we can all understand Afrikaans or English then. Perfectly. Alright, let's start this routine at the back of our mat with our feet about hip distance apart, parallel, toes pointing forward, and they are spread open, ready to do some work. Arms out in front as if you are holding a tray, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the neck long. So trying to lengthen all the way from the crown of the head to the tailbone, getting the ribs drawn in, abdominals drawn in, and bum wrapped. So zip, wrap, and let's sit back on a chair that's not there. Good. Now let's stay here for a second or two. I want you to keep that feeling that someone is pulling you longer, so give a nice long neck. Shift your weight into the front of your toes and shift the weight all the way to the heel. Now find that center. You want your weight to be in the middle of the foot and come back to standing. Sitting back down, try to keep that wrap of the bum, the zip of the abdominals with that weight in the center of the foot. So if you've got this triangle behind big toe, small toe and heel, I want you to keep the weight in the center of that triangle and back up. We have 8 more like that. Let's keep the breath and repetitions flowing. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, come up. Inhale, relax the shoulders. Exhale all the way to standing. Exhale, see if you can sit back a little bit further with each repetition. Inhale, sit back. Exhale to come up all the way to standing. When you do sit back, notice that your knees don't go over your toes, but rather remain right over them as you do the reps. We've got 4 more. Inhale to sit back. Exhale, come up. If this is too easy, you can take your arms overhead. Inhale, sit back, and up. Last 2 for me. Should be the last 2 for you as well. Last 1. Inhale to squat back. Exhale all the way to standing. Relax your arms down. Arms go up towards the ceiling, so if you did have them up, keep them up there, why not? Relaxing the shoulders, keeping the length through the crown of the head. Let's just do 3 normal roll downs. All the way down with an exhale. Inhale to prepare to come up. Exhale and roll it up to standing. Good. Keep your zip and wrap as you roll forward. You want that feeling of getting longer as you roll down and uncurling with that length. This is the last one. All the way from your rack bumps to your drawn back abdominals. Roll down. Good. Now let's stay down here for a moment. Fingertips down. Give the hamstrings some length. So inhale. As you exhale, try to straighten your legs. Send your bum up to the ceiling and stretch your chest forward. Bend again with an inhale. Inhale, and let's exhale. Just drop your head down so you don't shorten your neck. Inhale once again and exhale. Stretch the legs as straight as you can without rounding the back too much. And let's walk the hands forward, 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 and put the knees down. Good. Let's move on from here. After your roll down, get your hands in front of your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and you can keep your toes curled underneath your heels. Let's stretch one arm forward and the opposite leg kicks back. So I've got left arm forward, right leg back, and now put your hand down, but keep your leg up. In this position, see if you can wrap a little bit more bum. Draw your ribs in, pull back the abdominals. Imagine you've got a fire underneath your belly, so keep it away. And at the same time, lengthen through the crown of the neck, or the crown of the head, keeping the neck long. And let's see if we can do 10 repetitions where we lift the arm and everything goes down as a unit. Inhale and exhale back up. So fingers touch, toes touch, back up. See if you can keep your lower back lengthened. I don't want you to shorten as you do it, so keep it long. Inhale down
and up. Let's do 7 more. Inhale to put the hand and toes down and up. Inhale up. Exhale down. 5 more. 5, 3. Can you get a little bit longer? Reaching tailbone towards the heel. Last one. And put hands and knees down. We're going to get right into the other side. So put that foot at the back, straightening the leg, stretching the arm up. The foot is going to join. Heel goes up, hand and toes go down, and we lift. Inhale and exhale. I'm still drawing in abdominals, trying to keep the length in my neck and the body as stable as you can. So don't stop pushing away with the hand on the ground as well as the knee on the ground. Let's do 4 more together. I did not count, I'm going to be honest. Last 3, inhale up, exhale down. I can feel my lower back shortening. Don't forget to pull in. Last one, and down, and just form a little ball. Dropping your tailbone to your heels for just a second. Nice inhale. Exhale, relax into the stretch. Coming back up to the 4-point kneeling position. For this one, you can actually lay your feet flat down on the ground, keeping your hands slightly in front of your shoulders. Let's just round the spine and lengthen the spine for a couple of repetitions. So with an inhale, I want you to stretch your chest forward and kind of point your tailbone up towards the ceiling, but keep your ribs drawn in, your belly button pulled back, nails your spine. And now with a big exhale, I want you to reverse that. So round the back, starting by tucking your tailbone, pulling everything up and in as you round the spine. Inhale to lengthen once again, crown of the head goes up towards the ceiling along with the tailbone, and crown of the head points to the ground along with your tailbone. Last one, inhale to lengthen, exhale to round. And just neutralize the body. Now tuck your toes for this one, and we're just going to add some instability to the routine. So inhale, as you exhale, push with your hands into the ground, feet into the ground, and lift your knees off the ground ever so slightly. I still have my right bum, I still have my zip. Let's take big breaths in through the nose. Exhale through a straw. Let's do 2 more big inhales. You can kind of shift the weight backwards and forwards, but keep on pushing the earth away from you. Last one, big inhale through the nose, and exhale, put the knees down. Put your left hand behind the base of your skull, trying to get your neck long. Keeping the hips as still as possible, so imagine it's cemented into the ground. Inhale to twist the chest open to the left. Exhale to extend that arm and twist it a little bit more, and return back to your center. Let's do that 4 more times on this side. Inhale to twist, exhale to straighten the arm and twist a little deeper, looking over your shoulder as you do so, and return to center. Keep that hips still, keep it still, keep it still. Inhale as you twist, exhale as you stretch a little bit more. I've got my thumb back, elbow forward, return. Last 2 repetitions. Inhale to start the twist, exhale to deepen the stretch. I'm drawing in my abdominals to get those deep abdominals to assist with the twist. And the last one, inhale, twist, exhale, and return back to center. Left hand down, same on the other side. We've got the right hand behind the base of the skull for a longer neck. So I'm pushing my head into my hand and my hand into my head, hips nice and still, wrap the bum. Inhale to twist, exhale, extend, and stretch a little bit deeper with that exhale. Last 4 repetitions. Inhale to twist, and stretch it. Good, keep the ribs drawn in. Keep the belly button pulled back against your spine, so we don't just twist by sending the hips to the side, or that the twist is just out of the lower back. We want that upper back involved, as that is where we get most tight. Over time, inhale to twist, straighten the arm with the exhale, stretch a little bit deeper, and return the hands back to center. If you did feel it in your back a little bit, you're allowed to put your tailbone on your heels for just 1 breath in and down. And let's make our way to a kneeling position. I just want us to open up the front of the hips, as with prolonged periods of sitting, or just from moving in general, we tend to get tight in the hips. So let's see if we can open up the hips. Right foot forward, left knee stays on the ground. Actually put that foot a little bit more forward than you actually think. You can rest your hands on your knee, and let's get this left hip open. So inhale to push the hip forward. Exhale to deepen the stretch a little bit. Now to prevent going into the lower back, let's just kind of wrap the bum. So keep your tailbone tucked for this one. Inhale to stretch the hip forward. Exhale, deepen, and bring it back. And let's do that 3 more times. I'm going to draw my abdominals in to assist with me not going into my back. Deepen the stretch and come back up. For the last 2, let's add the arm. So the left arm goes up. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, deepen, and bring it back up. Even push that shin, your left shin into the ground. Let's do it 1 more time. So push the left shin into the ground as we stretch forward. Now let's deepen it here. So keep pushing your left shin into the ground, stretching your left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale and deepen the stretch. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, stay in this position, just get taller. Exhale, deepen. Don't stop pushing that left shin in the ground. Last one. Inhale for that little bit of length. Exhale for that little bit of depth. And we return all the way back to our kneeling position. Same on the other side. 5 reps. You can raise your right arm from the get-go, or for the first 2 or 3 repetitions, leave both hands on the knee. So right shin into the ground. Keep that slight tuck of the tailbone as we stretch forward with an inhale and deepen with that exhale. Return to center 2 more times like this. Then I am going to add my arm. Inhale for a little bit forward. Exhale to deepen the stretch. Still drawing in the ribs so I don't just go into my lower back. Last 3. Inhale, deepening the stretch as you exhale. Return to center. Right arm goes up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to keep my tailbone tucked. Right shin pushed into the ground. Exhale, deepen. Let's do it 1 more time and then stay in that position. Going forward with that inhale. Now deepen the stretch with the exhale. Chest goes up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale to get that length. Exhale and stretch into it. 1 last time. Inhale for a bit of length and exhale. And return. Good. Hips should be nice and open, so let's strengthen the hips. You can make your way to a seated position. I'm going to cross my legs, sit back over them, make my way to a prone position, or rather a supine position. So on your back, arms next to your sides, get your neck nice and long as you anchor the base of your skull far away from your shoulders, and bend legs, feet flat on the ground. Good. Let's just do 10 basic shoulder bridges, or rather just 5. Inhale. Elbows pushing down into the ground, neck long. Exhale to roll your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Hips should be nice and open, so don't forget to give those hips an extra squeeze to go higher. Inhale, draw your ribs in. Exhale, roll down. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale to pull abdominals down. Exhale, drive through your heels to send your hips up, and return back with that exhale. 3 more repetitions. Don't forget to just reevaluate. Do you still have that long neck, or did you get shorter as you roll through this exercise? Last 2. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Kind of imagine that you pull yourself forward, or you can even imagine putting the earth towards you with your feet and roll down. So we want to try and get as much length as we can in the back. Last one, rolling it up. And now staying in this position. The arms push down into the ground. My chest opens up a little bit more. I've got my heels anchored into the ground. Both hips wrapping. Ribs closed. And let's bring the right leg up to tabletop. And now nothing should have changed except the right leg coming up. So no dropping of the hips, and push the foot back down. And let's switch. Right foot pushing into the ground. Left leg tabletop and down, and we've got 9 more on each side. So 1 up, down, up, down. Keep the breath flowing as we do these repetitions, and keeping the hips pushed high up into the ground. don't forget about your arms. The more you can push with your arms into the ground, the easier it will be. That being said, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can put your hands on your shoulders. Woo! Now this is a difficult one. I can feel my hips dropping. I am staying with my arms anchored. Last two on each side. If you were counting reps, I just completely made it up. One more on each side. Up, down, and roll it back down. Just quickly bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. And keeping it here, let's go on to a single leg stretch. So both hands on your knees. We are in this tabletop position. Curled up, please join us if you haven't yet. Abdominals pull back. Bums wrapped, tailbone anchored. And stretching your left leg forward. Now stay here for a moment. Both hands pushes down on the knee that remains behind for a little bit of extra chest lift. Good. And now let's keep the breath flowing and keep switching. Inhale, stretch one leg. Inhale, stretch the other. Exhale, exhale. Switching, stretching, and breathing. Please, you don't want to be as red as I am at the moment, so breathe. Let's do two more on each side, and then we'll take it to a bit of a single straight leg. So, remaining in this position, straighten both legs up towards the ceiling, grab behind your thighs. If you need to rest one hand behind the base of the skull, please do so. I'm going to stay in this position as I stretch my left leg towards the ground, right leg towards the ceiling, and I switch. Stretching, switch, stretch, switch. So breathing. Inhale for the switch, exhale for the stretch. Inhale, switch, stretch. And we keep switching. Let's do three more on each side. Trying to keep that same pressure underneath the lower back because I pull back my abdominals. I've got my bum wrapped, tailbone pushing into the ground. One last time each side. And right. Remain in this position if you can. Hands behind the base of the skull, elbows open. Don't close, open. Good. Left leg stretches away from the body, left elbow follows. And we switch. Right leg, right elbow, left leg, left elbow. Keeping your lower back on the ground, keeping your shoulder blades off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We've got two more on each side. Imagine moving your legs through wet cement, so it's not just hanging there and falling. It is active legs, strong knee. Back to center, hands on your knees, and one leg down, other leg down, head down. You are allowed to breathe. One big inhale, and one big exhale, moving right along. Put your feet nice and close to your bum, and stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. You've got the straight leg stretching up towards the ceiling. Good. Arms push down. Long neck. Please anchor. Inhale, ribs, belly button, exhale, and we are 10 hip lifts. Single leg hip lifts, and number 4, 5. So drive through that left heel as you stretch your toes up towards the ceiling. Last 2 for me. And now stay up there. And the right leg goes out to the side and back to center. Keep that right bum from falling down. So stretch that leg up, up, up and away. Up, up, up and in. Just 2 more. Inhale, open. Feel yourself driving down with your arms to assist. Back to center, bend the leg and put it back down. Good, let's go for the other side. So for that exercise, push your arms into the ground. Prevent your hips from falling to the side. You'll see now what I mean on this side. Left leg stretches up towards the ceiling, long neck, arms pushing down. Drive your hips up with your right foot. Stretch the left toes up towards the ceiling. Good. Let's do that 10 times. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale further down, exhale up. And we've got 7 more. 6, 5. I'm pushing my hands into the ground, my elbows into the ground, heel drives into the ground. Last 3, 2, and now keep it up there. Keep this bum from falling by stretching that leg up, opening to the side, bring it back to center. 4 more reps. Inhale out. You want to feel your groin, your inner leg stretching, that bum working. Woo! And last one. Inhale, open, close, bend the knee, and bring the hips back down towards the ground. Well done. You're allowed to give yourself a little quick hug, and let's move right along. Keeping the legs tabletop, arms out to the side, palms facing the ceiling. Now squeeze the knees together, squeeze the feet together. They move as one. Let's take the knees over to the left and bring it back to center. Good. Now imagine nailing your shoulders to the ground. They can't move. Your ribs glued to the ground. Take your knees over to the right and bring back to center. Good. Inhale as you take your knees over to the left. Now keep your right shoulder blade down. Exhale as you zip and return the knees. Let's do 3 more on each side. Inhale, knees go to the right. Exhale, drop your belly down and bring back to center. Inhale, knees to the left. Exhale, zip. Bring back to center. Last 2. Inhale over. Exhale, return. Push your arms into the ground for a bit of extra assistance if you need it. Keeping your neck long. Last one. On each side. Just 1 more to the left. 1 more to the right. And we return back to center. Lovely. Putting the knees down or the feet down. Straighten those legs. Arms up towards the ceiling, and this is our only roll up for the day. Inhale, wrapping the bums. Exhale, peeling yourself off the mat, vertebra for vertebra as you roll up. Good. Now let's stay in the seated position. I want you to bend your legs. Put your feet flat on the ground, about hip distance apart, with the hands slightly behind the hips and about shoulder distance apart. Good. If you can, fingers face forward. If you must, you can turn your hands out towards the side if it's just too rough on your wrists. Wherever you are, push the ground away from you without locking the elbows, so keep a slight bend in the elbows. I am not going to collapse down. I'm going to stretch my crown of the head up towards the ceiling, chest following. Inhale, and as we exhale, let's roll that tailbone up. Good. Now we are in what's called a reverse tabletop. We want to feel a nice stretch across the chest as well as our glutes and hamstrings working. If this is too easy for you, you are allowed to straighten your legs, and let's try a reverse plank. Good. Wherever you are, we're going to keep this for about 20 more seconds. So big breaths in, big breaths out, squeezing the hips up towards the ceiling, pulling the abdominals in. Last 2 big inhales and exhales. Just a slight gaze forward, don't let your head hang. Inhale, exhale, and make your way to the mat. Well done. And now we just have a bit of stretching, and then that will be our session complete. Good.